What is going on, Skull family? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Darin.
And this is the Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast. It is my pleasure to announce that the 2019 number one draft pick is now the Minnesota Vikings quarterback option.
Don't forget Heisman Trophy winner.
And Heisman Trophy winner. And undefeated in his high school career, Kyler Murray is
and
now
first round baseball draft pick as well. I mean, the list goes on and on.
the athletic potential of this young man is absolutely crazy, and he is now wearing a jersey of the Minnesota Vikings.
Let's go.
I mean, maybe that's why we got rid of Naylor, because we needed jersey number one for Kyler to come in.
That and that alone seems like the reason.
Well, if you are just tuning in, my name is Kyle. This is my good friend, Darin. We are the host of the Purple Dopes with Hopes podcast, part of the Let's Skull Network. And every single week we come together and we talk about our favorite NFL football team, which right now seems to be getting our hopes up week in and week out, the Minnesota Vikings. So if you are finding us on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. As well, if you are following us on any of the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon, please make sure to follow the show and then give us a rating and review. We always love to hear what people say. So, Darin, let's just jump into it, man. Kyler Murray has signed a one-year deal with the Minnesota Vikings for pennies. When you're thinking about it. Pennies. How are you feeling right now with this move that the Minnesota Vikings made?
It's exciting. I don't know how you couldn't be excited about this, especially to your point. We signed him for the vet minimum. I mean, that's, the Wilfs are finding that money in their couch cushions. So we're not giving up anything to get him. We're just getting this super athlete who plays quarterback, which, oh, by the way, like, we have questions at the quarterback position.
Yes.
I don't know how you can't be excited about thinking what he might be able to do on the field with Justin Jefferson, with Jordan Addison. You know, maybe a guy like him, get the run game going, maybe.
For sure.
Open up play action better for us. Again, the possibilities are endless, especially in March. Yeah. So, again, if you're a Vikings fan, I hope you're excited for this, just the possibilities that lie before us.
Well, I think, we've talked about when it comes to the draft, like draft the best available player, right? When we look at the lineup of quarterbacks who are entering free agent quarterbacks, Kyler Murray was at the top of the list. And we just got him. I mean, so to me, that's exactly what we needed when we think about, what we're going to do at the quarterback position. Get the best guy on your roster.
Absolutely.
And we signed him based on his choice, which I think that says a lot to me, is like he chose Minnesota. He could have picked anywhere. I mean, the Cardinals are paying him $36 million. So literally he could have went and played baseball if he wanted to.
Absolutely.
But he picked Minnesota. So to me, that tells me there's conversations going on that lead him to believe that Minnesota is going to be the best fit for him to kind of relaunch this career, which it's not like he hasn't been unsuccessful. He's had a decent resume when it comes to the quarterback position.
Rookie of the year. Again, I think if you look at the track record in Arizona, right, it's a mixed bag. I think a lot of people, maybe the people that are less excited about this are going to point to one playoff appearance. But let me just, again, to all those people, I'm just going to say the Arizona Cardinals are ass. Okay. They are so bad.
Whoa, you're going to ruin our clean rating.
I mean, to put that on the feet of Kyler Murray, like, which quarterbacks have gone to Arizona and been successful?
Yeah.
To start their career. Like, Kurt Warner came in, had a little bit of a revival, went to the Super Bowl. Carson Palmer came in, had a year or two where he did fine.
Yeah.
But the Cardinals have struggled historically to have quarterback play.
Yeah.
Granted, I guess you could say the same about the Vikings, but our track record of success is better. So
yes.
But I think you look at what KOC did with Darnold, and that's got to be, appetizing for Kyler Murray to look at that and think, well, I'm 28.
Yeah.
Probably wants to play 10 more years.
Yeah.
This is a good spot, especially with the offensive weapons we have to come and try to turn the career around.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a much different situation in Minnesota. And this is what I've been preaching the last 2 years when it comes to JJ McCarthy, is like, you're not coming into a rebuild situation. Like you're literally coming into a built situation. You know, we got the weapons on offense.
Pieces are in place, like they said in 09.
Yeah. I mean, the offensive line that we had built last year, now we're kind of in this rebuild with the center position, but I really think, you know, the rest of the pieces are there. Like you're coming into a built situation, and a guy like Kyler with those offensive skills, it's like that's got to be more appealing than going to a New York Jets or going to a Las Vegas Raiders, where those teams are in complete rebuilds. So yeah, I think for him to pick the Minnesota Vikings tells me that he sees potential in this kind of reigniting the career that has already been, you know, successful, but you know, maybe jumping to that elite level of quarterback play.
Yeah, and the nice thing for the Vikings, I mean, it's a 1-year deal, vet minimum, and if he balls out, it's almost like Sam Darnold experiment 2.0, right?
100%.
Where
I've been thinking that same thing.
He beats out JJ for the job, which again, that's not a guarantee right now either. So we can get to that here in a bit. But let's say Kyler wins the job, has a great season, we go to the playoffs, make a run, whatever.
Win a Super Bowl, sure.
Why not? You know, may as well set the sights high. But we can bring him back. Like we'll have the option to sign him. And yeah, maybe that means JJ is shipped to a different team. That's a good problem to have, right? If we're like, hey, we got to keep Kyler because he's playing so well. I'm happy with with being in that scenario.
Unfortunately, like you've said, we've been in that scenario once already, and we dropped the bag a little bit. But I don't know, man. Kyler Murray, that athleticism, that electricity at the quarterback position, it gets me super excited. It really, I'm much more excited about a move like this. You know, with Sam Darnold, I feel like it was lightning in a bottle, and we just had a fantastic season. But with this, I mean, with this caliber of player, with this caliber of athlete, I mean, the possibilities are endless what this offense could do next year.
100%. And it will be interesting to see how the KOC system gels with Kyler Murray and his playmaking ability, because watching Kyler, it seems like he goes off script, and that's really where he's at his best, where he scrambles, gets out of the pocket, someone, sees him scrambling, they head downfield, where KOC generally wants his offense to be run like through timing, right? He wants to hit people in stride, making the right reads, etc. So, but I think there's ways to blend those two approaches as well. And really what you want to see Kyler do is use his legs to escape pressure. Keep the play going. Don't take the sack, get out of pressure, hit someone downfield, or run 5 yards for the first down. But again, I'm super excited about the move. Even if there's a few growing pains early on trying to mesh Kyler with KOC's system, I still think it's a good move.
And that was one question that I had, through this signing, through this excitement is, we've never really seen KOC coach an athletic quarterback outside of Josh Dobbs, which are we giving Josh Dobbs that nod? Sure. Josh Dobbs. But, Kyler Murray's tools go far beyond just, dropping back and throwing the football. He's got a cannon of an arm and, throws lasers on the field. But like the X, Y, and Z's that he can do, I'm really interested to hear from KOC and to see what KOC does to kind of dial that up, because this is a new breed of quarterback than KOC I think maybe likes. I think he likes the drop back in the pocket, sit in the pocket, run your reads. Like you said, the timing of the reads with a Sam Darnold, with a Kirk Cousins, and Kyler Murray is not those guys. He's a much different type of player. So,
yeah. But again, how exciting for fans to have a guy like that coming in right now. Like this is going to be great football to watch next year.
Yeah, and I think it's been a real boost to the morale, because honestly, like if you look at the first couple of days of free agency, the Vikings stayed pretty quiet aside from restructuring a couple deals, signing Aaron Jones,
James Pierre,
making that move for James Pierre, which we'll talk about that. I think that was a really good pickup for us. But you hear all these other teams kind of making these splashes, and the Vikings are just kind of sitting back. And then, I think it gets the fans excited when we make a move like a Kyler Murray.
100%. And I think this is like, what's great about this move is I think it satisfies the appetite for movement here, where I think as fans, you want to see something. But I don't think going out and making a splash in free agency like we did last year was the right move,
No,
because
not at all.
obviously you look at what happened last year that blew up in our face.
Yeah,
And I just don't think we were like there looking for specific pieces.
for sure.
Obviously we needed a center. Weren't going to sign Linderbaum. What did he get, like 70, 80 million or something
Oh
like that?
yeah.
We weren't paying that for a center.
Mm.
So um, outside of center though, like we have needs, but I don't think there's like a glaring gap
Yeah, for sure.
that we needed to try to grab someone in free agency. So
Yeah,
I
and
was fine with the approach. And then again, getting Kyler, I think really pumped everyone up, and we're excited now.
yeah, and I mean, and the money we spent on Kyler, I mean, you know, their long snappers in the NFL are making more money than Kyler's making
Seriously.
for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Arizona, shout out to the Arizona Cardinals for covering the other 36 million of Kyler Murray.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for us to get this 1.3, $1.4 million kid who could, truly come make a splash at the quarterback position for us, I mean, it seemed like the best fit. So
Yeah, 100%. And so
now,
again, as a fan base, you gotta be excited, man. Again, I just keep going like Kyler to Jefferson, Kyler to
yeah,
Hampstead.
well,
Kyler
yeah, I
goes
just
out, no one's open. He takes off for 30. Like
for
it's
sure.
it's gonna be fun, man.
Well, I think you kind of alluded to it. Like, what do you feel like this does for the quarterback room of the Minnesota Vikings, where we finished the season really, feeling like JJ had proved himself to
Yeah.
kind of lead the way, and now you're bringing this, kind of top free agent quarterback in Kyler Murray. Like, where do you see this going in the quarterback room?
Yeah, I mean, JJ seems like a professional, right? He's going to say all the right things to the media. I'm
Yeah,
sure it stings, right? Like, I mean,
mm,
he's a competitor. Like to
for sure.
feel like, oh, they don't think I can handle it. They got to bring someone in.
Yeah,
Um, and so I hope that he takes this and runs with, though. Like KOC said, he's progressing in his offseason, doing what he needs to do. And come springtime when we're getting into mini camps, let's see what he has. Like,
yeah,
I mean, this is what I'm hearing. It's a competition, so if it's
yeah.
really a competition, like I hope they, are getting good looks at both guys with the ones, and we'll see who comes out on top.
Yeah, I guess my biggest question, that I'll probably never get answered is, what are the eyes that are watching JJ McCarthy? What are they really seeing
Yeah,
as the quarterback? Because it seems like, we're hearing one thing being talked out of the side of the mouth, and then other decisions are being made. So I don't know if we'll ever get there,
yeah,
when it comes to our fandom. But are they seeing things maybe that aren't being presented? Because last thing you want to do is drive a dude's confidence down, saying he doesn't have the X, Y, and Z to be a quarterback in the NFL publicly.
yeah.
And so yeah, I just to me, I wonder, is this decision based on the fact that they're seeing something that are seeing or being told something that people on the outside like us, the Purple Dopes, don't really know?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm watching games through purple colored glasses,
Yeah,
right? Like I'm
100%.
not, you know, I understand football. I played football. Like I get it, but there's things that you're looking for at a scouting level,
Yeah.
at a coaching level that, yeah, I'm clearly not looking at when
Mhm.
I'm, looking back at games, or even as if I watch like the all 22 view, I'm not seeing the same things that a coach is seeing, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I can
Yeah.
come up with my rube opinions and all that
Yeah.
fun stuff, but yeah, I got to imagine that if they were seeing everything they need to see, then the public persona that they're putting out there around JJ McCarthy and their
Yeah.
support of JJ McCarthy would be a lot stronger,
Yeah.
rather than saying he's like it's I would say the sentiment from KOC has been lukewarm
Yeah.
around McCarthy, like good, not
For sure.
great. And
True
again,
in true KOC. I just think
yeah,
I was talking to a buddy about it this morning. Like I don't know that we'll ever hear KOC come out and give his 100% truce. He's always going to have his KOC kind of positive spin, thinking about the public perception as well as the character and the person that he's talking about. And so,
yeah, and I think I don't want to say never, but I think he would do that if there was a solidified guy, right? Like
yeah,
if all of a sudden we're 5 years into the JJ McCarthy experiment and he's got a Super Bowl and an MVP,
yeah,
KOC is going to be, you know, just praising him left and right.
For
So I
sure.
think it's more you got to earn it. And so,
Yeah.
and JJ hasn't earned it, right? Like he's had flashes,
Yeah.
had decent games. He's had a lot of misses. So I think, this really is, hey man, we're going to push you.
Yeah.
You gotta ball out in the off season, show us you want it. And I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get pushed by the best.
Yeah.
And, as a competitor, I hope JJ sees that as, look, I'm coming out here to earn my job now.
Yeah.
My job was there for me to earn, and I didn't do it. And so now it's like I got another guy coming in here, and this guy is the best. He's the best option that we could have brought in. And so it'll be interesting to see as training camp kind of wears on, kind of what direction, who's getting the majority snaps. Now, do you think Kyler signs with the Vikings without the thought in his head that he's going to be the starter?
No. I think that he's had conversations with the coaching staff that at least say you're going to have a leg up in this thing.
Yeah.
Or it's like his to lose,
Yeah.
which again still could happen, and injuries, whatever, things happen in the NFL.
For sure.
But I agree. I think that there's probably at least a wink and a nod here that probably his to lose.
And that's kind of my feelings as well. Like I have a hard time believing that Kyler's not walking into that locker room thinking I'm the quarterback of this team.
Yeah.
I just hope that JJ's not being spoken those same words, to try to get this little rivalry brewing. I think JJ McCarthy's still a 22-year-old kid and could learn a lot from being in a good NFL system, watching, learning, getting the reps when he can.
And I think for JJ, again, like, I don't think we're going to throw him out, especially like we got him under contract for cheap for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think it's for him, like, this is like a wait and see. Like, again, if Kyler's the starter and he plays like the Sam Darnold-esque season, he's coming back and he's going to be our guy. And JJ's probably gone.
Yeah.
But there's no guarantee Kyler has that kind of season. As much as I'm hoping for it, like there's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
But JJ's got to keep himself ready as well, because he's got to look at this as an opportunity to like have that year of sitting, but he's not injured. So he's able to run the second team.
He hasn't had that.
The scout team and get, talk to Kyler, he's going to be able to be more a part of it than he was his rookie year when he was hurt the whole year.
Yeah.
Because he was in the building, but
he wasn't even allowed in the building during that time.
Oh, really? I thought he was in the building. He wasn't in the building.
I thought I heard something that he wasn't even a part of the inside the facility type stuff that they were doing, but I don't know. I could be wrong on that.
Okay. Yeah. But again, so for him, like, he can at least have that opportunity this year to, again, hopefully he takes it as a chance to learn and improve and has a good attitude about it. And I think he will. He seems like that kind of guy, but again, I think having too many possible good players in your QB room, good problem to have.
Yeah, 100%. And I keep going back to it. I got into a big discussion on X on it the other day with some Vikings fans. Like, he's 22. Like, realistically, he's still got 18 years, as a potential quarterback. Now, we know if he doesn't get a shot, probably going to be shorter than that. But, there's a lot of legs left on. There's a lot of tread on the tires, as you always say. Like, there's still a lot of opportunities for him. And if it doesn't work out in Minnesota, he's still young enough. Like, he could find himself somewhere else. But I know that I'm not all out on JJ McCarthy. I think there's still, a lot of potential for him there. And
absolutely,
I guess we'll see this offseason kind of how things going about. But everything that I've seen from him as a young man, as a growing quarterback in the league, is he's a professional. He's going to get out there and do what he can to earn the spot that he had. That's kind of now in question for him.
Yep. And control, you can control, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can control your attitude and your work ethic. So hopefully we see him respond to, this is a little adversity for him, and, see what he's made of.
I did see on X this morning that a couple people or a couple teams have reached out, in regards to McCarthy. So
yeah, you just got to wonder though, what are they offering, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're offering a 5th rounder. Like, nah, keep it, right? Like,
for sure.
Especially because he doesn't cost us anything. Like, we don't have to move him for 2 years.
Yeah.
So
good point.
I think that 5th year option is when it starts to become spendy. Like, I think that's when you get into like the 20 million-ish range.
Yeah.
So like that's that we got 2 whole years to look at his development, figure out what
Yeah.
he's worth. Do we want him? Do we not? So
For
yeah.
sure. Yeah. Well, let's walk through a few of these signs that the Vikings made during the first week of free agency. Which the one that got me most excited was Eric Wilson getting the new deal. I just
Yeah.
think he's a pillar of our defense, a definite leader. One of the guys we could count on all last season out there. And this defense that I believe can be top tier. I think we need him out there as a part of it.
Yeah, and they didn't break the bank on him either, which is great to see. Like, it's nice to see starters again reward our own guys by keeping them around, but we're not breaking the bank on Eric Wilson. So
Yeah.
I was thrilled with that contract. Again, I think a lot of what we've done is just going to fly under the radar
Yeah.
nationally, which is totally fine with me because outside of Kyler, like there's not really a splashy signing, and
For
that's
sure.
totally fine. So but I agree with you. I think Eric Wilson had a great year. Good to see him get rewarded and bringing him back.
Yeah, same thing is true. Jalen Redmond gets
Yep.
exclusive rights there. We do bring back Ivan Pace on a 1-year deal there, which
Totally fine with
doesn't move the needle, but also like I do think he's shown glimpses, and we do know that we can count on him at least in the special teams to get out there and do what needs to get done. But the big kind of
except for that one kickoff against the Bears.
yeah, we won't. Yeah. Wait, what one are you talking about? I don't even remember that. That was so long ago that I don't even remember. But I think the one that you kind of mentioned there was, James Pierre from the Pittsburgh Steelers, cornerback. Just some stat. He's a 6-year vet. I just think he gives us that added depth at cornerback that we've been expressing is kind of our top concern right now.
Yeah, and it sounds like he's like really good man coverage. I can't remember the stat that people are throwing out, but he led the league in something related to man coverage last year. So excited for that. And it sounds like he's a great special teamer as well. Like put him as a gunner. It sounds like he thrives in that role. So I think he's a really dynamic player that's gonna, be a good guy to bring into the fold here.
Yeah, I like the veteran idea. Being in the league 6 years, I like bringing some leadership into that secondary at the cornerback for us. I just think, bringing a guy in who's had that experience, he's played under Tomlin, which I think Tomlin and Flores have a lot of similarities in the way that they coach. So I think that he'll be a great fit for our secondary there, and really give us some strength that we need the most right now, which is our secondary. So.
One thing I want to touch on that, again, I think is going a little under the radar for a lot of people is they moved Harrison Smith's contract to a post-June 1st designation, which really is just to allow him more time to make a decision. So that's intriguing to me if Harrison Smith comes back. Because I know we did the send-off and everyone was clapping for him, but I mean, if he wants to come back and play, like I count me in on the crowd that's thrilled about it because he can. And
I've heard nothing from him. We have CJ Ham and Adam Thielen. I think I've announced that they're going to do a collective retirement ceremony. Have you heard this?
Yeah, I think it's Thursday this week that.
I mean, the fact that Harrison Smith isn't mixed into that group is a little bit surprising to me. That there could be some contemplating going on from him, which we've really never heard from the horse's mouth on this, that this is it for him.
No.
Yeah.
No, and that would be amazing if he wants to just take the off season, skip the mini camps, rest up. And I mean, heck, if he wants to join the team in October, it's great.
Well, I mean, we know that he's still got juice because I mean he went out there and played well this year. He's still the ball hawk that he's always been. Give him the rest and the reps, maybe take a series or two more off during the season, but
100%.
Yeah, it would be.
I do want to see us draft his replacement. Like I more and more draft stuff that I've looked at, like it's Dylan Thieneman, the safety from Oregon, is the guy I want. I mean, I'd take Caleb Downs, but I don't think he's fallen to 18. But I think that Oregon safety had a great workout at the combine. Would love to bring him in, have Harry come back, mentor him for a year.
Sure,
that would be ideal. So
you wouldn't take Love if he falls down to 18.
Oh, that'd be hard to pass up, man.
I mean, like we've been saying, best available player, right?
100%. Yep. No, if Jeremiah Love's there at 18, I think you take him.
Yeah. But, I mean, we did a kind of interesting move here. I was kind of surprised on this, but not surprised. With Aaron Jones getting that released and then restructured deal, to come back.
Is it restructured? I think they just taking less money, right?
Yeah, but he was released though, was he not?
I don't know about the semantics of all of it. I
Okay.
just know he's taking less money. So like
Yeah.
they didn't like tack on years at the end of the deal or
For
anything.
sure.
I think it's just less money, which
Okay.
again, I'm fine with that. Like Aaron Jones, again, you've seen him get dinged up here more and more the last couple of years. But when he's healthy, I think it was last year he came back from injury and just like first drive, he was like looked faster than he had looked in 5 years. So
I think he had like 75 all-purpose yards with receiving and running on that first drive when he came out. So,
yeah.
I mean, definitely to me, I just think about Aaron Jones' impact in the passing game. Like that's where my mind goes. Jordan Mason is the bruiser. He's the guy that should get majority of the carries in a game.
Yes.
But that passing threat that Aaron Jones still provides. I mean, he was still catching touchdowns this season for us. So he's the guy that can really, run out, put on a linebacker on him. Forget about it. He's going to make the catch over him. So.
Yeah, you get him on a wheel route against a linebacker. Like I like my chances there
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got. Any other guys pop out to you as far as deals that we made, to bring guys back?
Nothing's happened on this front yet, but Jonathan Grenard. I mean, that was one where you're here and there's a lot of interest. And then you had the Max Crosby fiasco of going to Baltimore, and then they failed him on the physical. He goes back to Vegas. They signed Hendrickson.
What a weird old deal that turned out to be.
Crazy. And so I would say,
and now Max is like all gung ho to be in LA or to be in Las Vegas.
Now he wants to be a Raider, which good for him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would say if anyone's looking for a pass rusher, I mean, Grenard is the guy that's, probably top of the list for a lot of teams.
For sure.
I don't know if anyone's really going to want to give up a 1 for him.
Yeah.
But if Crosby's worth 2 1s, Grenard's worth at least a number 1, right?
Well, that's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing is he's definitely a first round. It's first round or nothing for him if we're trading. Yeah.
So, and I prefer to keep Grenard on our team, if I'm being honest. Like, I like having him. I know everyone's like, well, we have Dallas Turner. Dallas Turner played great. Having the depth there is great.
For sure.
Because you have an injury to one of those guys, and all of a sudden your depth's gone. So
yeah, but I mean, Grenard he's a freak out there. Like he's a monster on the defensive line. So to me, it's like you got him out. Like,
and he's cheap. Again, I know he wants a new contract, which he's earned, but like he is compared to other top end pass rushers, he's cheap this year.
Yeah, I mean, based on what Hendrickson got. I mean,
I think Grenard's like 19 million.
The price tag right now is only getting greater. So
100%
for sure.
So that's still a move I would keep an eye on. So we'll see if anyone wants to pony up the picks, but other than that, like I said, keeping the guys that earn new contracts with us, restructuring and freeing up cap space.
Yeah, that's been the biggest thing is just these, if you want to call them these, cap gurus coming in, but they are definitely doing what we were hoping they would do, which is creating cap space for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. And again, with, expectation that the salary cap keeps going up, which I can't imagine a world in which it won't go up again. So again, you're going to get more cap room, which hopefully, the losses that you're pushing further into the future in terms of your money, hopefully just are offset by this increase in the salary cap.
Absolutely. Well, we did say goodbye to a handful of guys. No surprises. Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave.
Let's touch on Jonathan Allen real quick because I think it was Thor Nystrom put it out on Twitter. But man, it was great hearing about the offsetting language in his contract.
Okay.
My understanding is we don't owe him anything, or if we do, it's a small amount of money that we owe Jonathan Allen after cutting him.
Oh,
being that he signed on with. Who signed him again?
Was it an NFC North team?
Probably.
I think it might have been. Hold
Packers,
on.
I think actually, right?
I think you might be right. I think it might be the Packers.
Yeah. So I think the offsetting language means we're not on the hook for paying him. Which I mean, again, for us, we'll take that money on the cap back. So.
Oh, for sure. I mean, any ways that we can save money right now, we're going to take. And
absolutely.
We did say goodbye to a guy that I've grown fond of, especially after this last season when we had to do it so dang much.
Who knows the Bengals that signed
the Bengals. Okay. All right. Okay.
Sorry.
But we did say goodbye to Ryan Wright, who I know you and Ryan Wright kind of have a love-hate relationship, but After last season, man, when we had to punt so dang much, I
Yeah.
felt like he was a top-notch punter for our team. But at this point, I understand, like, punters, it's okay.
I'm less concerned about the punting. Like, and I will admit he had a great year last year. His best
Yeah,
year as a Viking was last year.
for
So
sure.
good on him. Again, I was never like, oh man, Ryan Wright's great punter. Like he was fine.
Yeah.
I just don't want to affect our kicking game because he was obviously the holder for Will the Thrill.
Good
So
point.
that for me is the bigger concern is like let's just get a guy in here, get him working with Will, making sure their timing's good because
That's a fair
our with DePaula, Wright, and then Will the Thrill, those kind of a good room of
for sure.
getting those kicks down. So hopefully that doesn't affect us there. But the punting, I think we'll find someone that can come in and fill those duties fine.
Well, if there's one thing we know, it's Will the Thrill is going to thrive no matter what you throw at the man.
That's
So
just it.
you can put extra cables out on the field this year. The man is going to
just snap the ball on the ground. He'll just come right up and kick
he's going
it,
to drop
spin
kick.
it on the
He's
ground.
just going to drop kick everything. He's just going to drop kick it. That's what he's going to do next season. Maybe that's why they're just going to eliminate the holder altogether and let Will do what he needs to do.
I love it.
Oh, right on, man. Well, I do want to hit us with a little Purple Dope Hope, brought to you by the 612T company out of Minnesota. Use Purple Dopes 25, get 25% off your first order. And I really want to focus us back to where we started, and that is the quarterback situation for the Vikings. What is your Purple Dope Hope as we move forward with Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy in that quarterback room?
I mean, my hope is that Kyler Murray takes this opportunity to revive his career and runs with it, man. I hope he's Sam Darnold 2.0. And my hope is that we kind of just build on what his capabilities are as a runner and a passer.
Yeah.
Opens up the running game for us to run more effectively. And then, just hitting those guys downfield. That's my hope.
Yeah, my hope is more around the kind of what you spoke to, that KOC is willing to kind of give, Kyler Murray's willing to give, and we're able to see this like perfect offense built around, a truly electric player in Kyler Murray.
Yep.
And so I know last year we really struggled a lot with kind of KOC's inability to change a little bit when it came to running the ball. And so I'm hoping as he has an entire offseason now with a guy like Kyler Murray, it doesn't seem like he truly knew what he had or didn't have with J.J. McCarthy starting this season last year. So my hope is he's on the same page with what he's working with Kyler Murray, and those tools are getting dialed up with KOC's offense is playing to the strengths of what Kyler Murray brings, or J.J. McCarthy brings, I guess, whoever ends up out there. But the strengths of our offense are what he's focused on when he's play calling next season.
Yep. And again, with Kyler, like with no GM, KOC gave the green light to sign it.
For sure. Yeah.
So like this, his fingerprints are all over this. And so that has me encouraged that he's probably looking forward to coaching a guy like Kyler Murray.
And have you heard I haven't heard KOC publicly talking about it. Have you heard KOC talking at all about the Kyler Murray signing?
So there were Kyler obviously had that presser.
Yeah, I heard that.
The day of. KOC, I think, met with media, but I didn't see any video from it. So I think
I didn't either. Yeah.
And I think there's a few quotes from KOC, but there's nothing.
I think you're right. I think I did see a couple quotes being said, but I didn't see any videos like I saw with Kyler, which, I mean, Kyler Murray to be a diehard Vikings fan. I mean, I think he would be a perfect guest on the Purple Dopes if he ever wants to come on to talk about the heartbreaks of being a Minnesota Viking fan.
That's right. I mean, he's talking about 09. Like we can commiserate on 09 with Kyler. That's great.
Unfortunately, he was kind of talking about it as a childhood memory, and you and I are talking about it as adult memories. So it just kind of reminds us how old we are in our Vikings fandom. So,
totally.
All right. Well, I want to finish out, Darin. I threw something at you before we got started here, and I really want to look at some underrated Vikings in the history of this franchise. And so I kind of said, hey, if you had to make a list of a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver of who you feel like are kind of overlooked, underappreciated, undervalued in Vikings history, who would you start at your quarterback that would be kind of the underrated quarterback in Vikings history?
I'm going to throw Jeff George in there for the quarterback.
Okay, nice.
That is I think, forgotten couple years of him, but brought us to the NFC Championship game one year. Granted, it was 41 donut, but was that him or Dante? I forget, but I don't know.
2000, that was 2001, right?
2000?
Was it
Yeah,
2000?
I can't remember if it was 2000 or 2001. Maybe that was Dante. Either way, I'm going with Jeff George. Guy could spin it. Throwing it to Moss, like just a guy you kind of forget about since Randall Cunningham won that MVP in '98, and then you go into Culpepper. So he's that bridge there that everyone kind of forgets about.
Yeah. See, I'm actually going to go with Culpepper as my underrated, just because I feel like he gets lost a little bit because his career with the Vikings was relatively short.
Yeah.
But just the amount of fun that him and Randy Moss were to watch, where he just would gun it and then he'd get his roll on out there. Yep. I do feel like he's a little bit underappreciated. It has been fun to see him. He actually came back onto social media. So it's been cool to see kind of older Vikings, celebrating, this guy's being on social media. But also, like, I think it gives a look to a lot of guys who maybe are newer Vikings fans. I'm thinking that the people who kind of came on as Jefferson came on, probably like Kyler Murray when he was a kid. And so I just think Dante Culpepper was a really cool bridge after Randall Cunningham. I just don't know that we got the full potential out of him. And
I mean, the injury got him. Like,
the
without
injury,
that
exactly.
injury, again, who knows? Yeah. Again, he had that year where it was the Peyton Manning MVP year where he went nuts. It was like 49 touchdowns or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Without that Peyton Manning, like, Culpepper's the MVP that
year.
So it's just like, just unfortunate for him to have an MVP caliber year bumping up against a career year from Peyton Manning.
For sure. Absolutely.
But no, it's a good pick.
All right. Well, let's move to the running back position. Your underrated or undervalued running back in Vikings history.
Again, for any of our older listeners, these are more modern times. I'm not going all the way back to the 80s or the 70s years. These are guys I watched.
Yeah, so. I should have prefaced that. Yes, I know we got some Purple Dope fans who are a little bit more seasoned in their fandom than we are. So, yes, I would agree. These are more guys relevant to our fandom.
So this one was really hard for me to pick between. I was stuck on two running backs. The first one was Terry Allen, which that's back into the mid 90s. And that guy was a beast.
For sure.
But I think I almost picked Terry Allen, but I think I'm going to end up going with Michael Bennett, who was the successor to Robert Smith at the running back position.
Yeah. No, I Michael Bennett, man, I remember I played Madden and Michael Bennett he was so fast on that game.
Yep.
So yes, I would agree, Michael Bennett. I do think Robert Smith is underappreciated in NFL history. I think Vikings fandom has a lot of respect.
Vikings fans, I think, if you've been a fan long enough, Robert Smith.
But I mean, I think if you look at like NFL, like as a whole, like they overlook the impact that Robert Smith had as a hybrid running, catching running back, especially on that 98 team.
We've said this before, but he was the original hybrid, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That guy had receiver skills at the running back position. It was crazy.
I'm going to go with Chester Taylor.
Taylor, that's a good call.
If it wasn't for a guy named Adrian Peterson coming along, that was Chester Taylor's backfield.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, and the way that he kind of bowed out, I think, was a representation of who he was. Like, he understood, like, this guy is an absolute monster.
Adrian Peterson's all world.
Yeah. I mean, he is night and day above any other running back in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I really do think, if we don't draft Adrian Peterson, Chester Taylor, probably puts up, a couple thousand yard seasons in a row there. He just kind of came into the backfield at the wrong time when a guy named Adrian Peterson got drafted.
So Adrian Peterson falling in your lap in the draft. You're like, well, I know. Sorry, Chester.
All right. Well, let's move to the wide receiver position. Who's your underrated or underappreciated?
Yeah, this one was an easy pick for me, but I'd be curious to hear from listeners if they'd say he's underrated or not. But I'm gonna go Percy Harvin. He
gadget
might be, in my opinion, he might be the best football player that the Vikings have ever had. Like, just pure football. The guy, like, again, with his speed, his agility, he could catch, he could run. The guy, he could return. The guy could do it all.
Yeah.
And again, just had some, I don't know if it was attitude but it just had a few things.
I think there was some mental health things.
Yeah, certainly some mental health problems. And just to get the migraines, I know, which again, I don't know if he's actually having migraines or again, who knows, in terms of what's shared with us, but just felt like, we only had like 4 or 5 years with him as a Viking, but man, that guy's electric. Every time he touched the ball, it was kind of like, is he going to break this? Kind of like he's, wide receiver version of Adrian Peterson. Like
for sure.
Get the ball in his hands and you just don't know if he's going to break.
Yeah, but he could be a running back. They ran him out of that, that running back spot as well. I mean, there's a couple of highlights there where it's like he jukes out 5 different guys on a sweep run, towards the touchdown, and you're like, how did he get in the end zone? Like, I think the other teams, I think he was playing the Titans, and the other team was like, we still don't know how he got in the end zone.
Out like 8 guys. Yeah. That's like the highlight that gets played over and over. It's
yes,
like 10-yard, touchdown pass, but he jukes out 8 guys on the way in. It's nuts.
I am going to give the nod to wide receiver number 3 of the 3 deep, Jake Reed.
Love it.
I think Jake Reed goes to any other team, and he is a solid wide receiver number 2, if not the starting wide receiver of those.
Maybe number 1. Agreed.
He was that good. And if you look at, Vikings history, the guy has great numbers, and you're like, he was the 3rd guy for the Minnesota Vikings. So I just have a lot of appreciation for a guy who's willing to say, look, I'm going to continue with this because I know we're going to have success, and I could be more successful somewhere else,
for sure.
But I want to be successful with what's going on here. And that's Jake Reed for me. Just
100%.
True class act. And man, I would love to have a conversation with Jake Reed at some point, just about the thoughts that were going through his head as he was kind of watching this, Chris Carter, established guy, and then this young dude, Randy Moss, come in, and he's like, I just got to get out of the way,
Yeah. I mean, again, for him, he's probably like, throw me the ball because I'm obviously single covered. At best.
And maybe that's fair to his, the stats that he was able to put up with the Vikings, because he was able to be that good of a wide receiver number 3 and probably get the 3rd guy on the field there trying to guard him. Actually, probably the 4th guy, because 2 guys were guarding Randy, 1 guy was guarding Chris Carter. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, perfect. Well, we want to hear from you guys, Purple Dopers. So please drop in the comments of this video if you're watching on YouTube. Who are those underappreciated, undervalued Vikings players and wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks in the history of our franchise? And if you are an older watcher, we encourage you guys, drop those names, because it's always fun to hear names that we didn't get to watch and enjoy, but we can certainly Google and look up their impact on the Vikings. So
100%.
Well, we're going to continue bringing you guys Vikings content as we move on through the offseason with this team. Going to bring on some Vikings personalities, content creators, maybe even some team personnel. Who knows? Maybe even Jake Reed. He'll come on and say he wants to join us. So, but we would invite anyone, if you are someone who does, love this team, roots for this team, and does content for this team, reach out. We'd love to, have a conversation. So. Absolutely. Well, if you're on YouTube, please do make sure to hit us with a subscribe. Make sure to follow us along on the podcast platforms. And as always, friends, we skull, you skull, we all skull together. See you guys next week.
Skull.